Hey y'all, good morning. I had a few technical difficulties there, trying to keep me from having a reset Monday, but I'm having a reset Monday. And I hope you had a restful weekend and you were able to do some things for yourself. But that's how it is, you know, it's like you're trying to move forward and you have a few glitches and it's like trying to figure it all out, but you make it happen. But good morning, Miss Lola, Miss Antonia, great morning, Susan, good morning. I woke up at 4:30. Mark had his alarm set for 4:30, and he woke up and he went back to sleep. I was like, why are you even torturing yourself? Why are you doing that? But so I've been up for a little while, and I'm ready to get my day started. But happy Monday to you. Happy Reset Monday. It's time to hit the reset button and get the morning started. And I wanted to give you a few words for the day from the Chronicles of Cree. And our topic for today is you are responsible. You are responsible. Hey, Robert, good morning to you. Good morning, Judy. Thank you, Linda, for sharing the video. But our topic for today is you are responsible. I know growing up, we were kind of under the impression that other people were like responsible for us because our parents or our grandparents told us, you know, what time to wake up. They told us what time to go to bed. They told us what we were going to eat. If we did anything extracurricular, they told us what to do. They told us what school we were going to go to. They told us what clothes we were going to wear. They told us everything. Thank you, Antonia, for sharing the video. And so we were kind of led to believe that, you know, hey, Linda, God bless you too. Have a great day. We were led to believe that, you know, it was the responsibility of other people to take care of us, and rightfully so, because we were children. So we just thought, okay, our moms and our dads tell us what to do. But then we grew up and we became adults. And some of us, you know, learned that there was a shift in responsibility, and that in this shift, your parents or your grandparents, your caregivers were no longer responsible for you. You became responsible for yourself. And so sometimes, you know, we don't quite tap into that. It's like we don't grasp that concept that, okay, I'm an adult now. And since I'm an adult, I'm the one that's responsible for me. And so we grow up. Good morning, Raquel. We grow up and we forget that we're not kids anymore. We're responsible for our lives. I was reading about one of my favorite authors, and he was saying that when he was 20 years old, he worked construction work because he didn't graduate from high school. And so he did construction work where he just carried construction materials all day long. He had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, catch 3 buses so that he could be to work at 8 o'clock. And he carried construction materials all day long. And then he didn't get home until 7. And that was his life for a very long time. He only had enough money to pay his bills. He didn't have money to save. He didn't have money to go out. He didn't go out and eat. He didn't do any of that. He just had enough money to do that. Hey, Tiffany, good morning. You're welcome. And so I was reading his story, and he said, you know, he sat down, the time that he did have to himself, he spent reading because he didn't graduate from high school. And so he spent his extra time when he had reading. And he just had, you know, a revelation one day, and he said, you know, I'm responsible for my own life. He said, this is the life that I've established for myself. Nobody else is responsible. My mom's not here. My dad's not here. Nobody is here to tell me to do better, have more, and do more. No one's here. I'm ultimately responsible for that. And that's when his life started to change. He started reading more. He started going to bookstores. He started attending seminars. And so as I read his story, I said, you know, that's how we are. It's like we find ourselves in a rut in our lives, and we don't like where we are, and all we do is complain to our friends who listen to us over and over and over, because a lot of times they're not happy either, and so they can lend a listening ear, and they can hear you because you're in the same boat. But at some point in time, you have to say, you know what, I'm responsible. Because see, I'm responsible for me. I'm responsible for what happens in this house. I'm responsible for the tone that's set in the mornings. I'm responsible for it all. I am the one who sets the tone. So if I wake up and I'm ticked off because I don't like how the night went, then that sets the tone for my house. I'm responsible for it. However, if it's something happening in here and I don't like it, I'm responsible too for helping to change it. So it is in our lives. Just like it is in our home, we're real quick. If you're like me, the milk goes on the top shelf, not the bottom. Cheese goes in the drawer. Vegetables go in the crisper. That's just the rule. That's what that is. So when it's out of place, I'm putting it back in place because I need it in place. So if we're that anal about how things are in our refrigerator, anal about how things are in the pantry. Heaven forbid you put the bread where the sugar goes. No, all the sugar and the baking goods are on the left side, and the bread and the chips and the cereals on the right. So it's like once you establish these rules, you're responsible for making sure that things are there. It's the same way in our lives. If we don't like how things are going, we are the ones who are responsible. It's not the system. It's not the man. It's not the job. It's not your spouse. It's not your difficult childhood. It's not the fact that you didn't finish college or even finish high school. It's not that you had a baby out of wedlock. You wasn't the first and you won't be the last. We have to let all that go so that we can move forward. We're the ones who are responsible. We're responsible. And a lot of times we don't want to hear that because it's like all of that burden falls on you. Well, that's where it should be. It should be on you because we're responsible for our lives. It's not somebody else's fault. I can ill afford to have my life put on hold because I'm waiting on, what can I say, and be like really nice and tactful and use sweet language with you guys this morning. I can't wait for you to come knock on the door and say, hey, Cree, I know you love to see some change in your life right now. Let me handle that for you. It don't go that way. It's like the moment you see something, my granny used to say it's all out of whack, out of sorts. That's when you need to be making some moves. But you're responsible for it. It's not somebody else. Hey, good morning, Mr. Allen. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's not. It's your responsibility. If I don't like sitting at home on Friday nights and I want to go somewhere, it's up to me to go find the entertainment. Or pick up the phone and say, hey, you know what? Can you suggest a place? It's real simple stuff. It's like when it comes to our lives and making moves and being successful, we want to blame everybody else. Oh, well, I didn't get that promotion. Well, it wasn't for you to get then. Oh, well, you know, I needed that promotion and they overlooked me. Okay, go find another opportunity. Everybody always talks about land of the free, home of the brave, but then you act like you in shackles all the time. You just do. It's up to you. You're ultimately responsible. Results may vary. They do. We see it on bottles. We see it on everything, except for when it comes to our life. We're like, oh, okay, it's just going to happen by osmosis. No, you're responsible. It's up to you to get up. Remember when you first started college? Here's my experience. Let me talk about Cree. When I first went to college, I was in shock. And the reason why I was in shock is because I looked at all those students and I thought, wow, look at all these people being responsible. I wonder how many of them are like me. I was married in college. So I went home to a house. I didn't hang out on the yard and do all that stuff. But I remember thinking, look at all these people. Nobody who was in my circle, and in my circle was other students that were college students, but they were married. None of those people had people going, hey, wake up. You know, your first class starts at 8 o'clock. You got to get up at 6 because you have an hour drive, so you got to get up. No, I had to be the one doing that. And since I had to pay out of pocket, hell no, don't cancel classes and don't be late. I need all the minutes of the class. Because it's my responsibility to be in here, your responsibility to be on time and teach me everything. That was my take on school. Don't let me show up to the class and you got a message on the board talking about you're not going to be there. No, I need my money back for that day. I was responsible for that. I was responsible for that. Don't worry about being nice. Don't worry about saving their feelings. Yeah, I was the one that was responsible for that. On those cold, wet, rainy days, you think I wanted to get up and go to school? No, I wanted to stay home in the bed where it was warm. Y'all don't like getting up in the cold going anywhere. Except to the Range Rover dealership. I'll go there in the cold. But other than that, no. Live for the here and now. Do what you need to do to get where you want to be. Your moment can't happen without you. That's right, Robert. And I have a friend that's a psychologist. Actually, he's a psychotherapist, and he always says, be in the moment. You know, people just need to learn to be in the moment. I say, wow, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Be in the moment. Sometimes we can't because we want to place the burden of responsibility for our lives on somebody else. Good morning, Joshua. We want to put that on somebody else. No. See, over here, Mark and I compliment each other. We compliment each other. So what I'm not good at, he is. And that's how we handle things that happen here, but we're both responsible for the things that happen. So when you establish that concept in your mind and you know that there's nobody else who's going to come and be your knight in shining armor, you're going to have to be your own you're going to participate in your own rescue. I say it that way. You have to participate in your own rescue. Yes. Thank you, Miss Allen. But let me tell you something. We have to remember that when it comes to being responsible, we teach our children, hey, pick up after yourself, clean up after yourself. You've got to do this. Great morning, Millionaire Shine. Pick up after yourself. We're teaching our children to be responsible as they're growing up. We teach them how to, take ownership for your grades. I'm not sitting in class, you are. So it's up to you to get good grades, not me. And that's what I tell students all the time. So when you are in this thing called life and you're living it to the best of your ability, nobody else is responsible for your success but you. So if you want to be successful, you got to get up sometime. This weekend was a busy weekend. We had a lot to do. I overbooked. And so I had to miss an important event because I overscheduled. That was on me because I wasn't checking the calendar like I should. I needed to be more responsible in the calendar, right? Yeah, that was on me. So then I had to figure out, okay, well, how do I determine where I go? Okay, well, which one did I commit to first? So the burden is on me to be responsible for me. There are some things that I'm working on right now. You can't do it for me. I have to do it for myself. It's something that I have to do. So just like we hear other people talk about, investing in yourself and becoming more aware of who you are, knowledge of self, and not having just shelf development where your books just sit on the shelf, but having some actual self-development so you can improve your life. That's the only way we're going to be successful. That's the only way we're going to move to the top. That's it. That's the only way. When is this, Kenji? That's the only way we're going to move to the top. And so I don't like being at the bottom of nothing. I don't like sitting in the back of restaurants. Matter of fact, Mark knows that when we go to a restaurant and the waitress is walking me through the restaurant and I see all these empty seats and you want to walk me all the way to the back, no, I'm responsible for me. And that means that no, I'm not going to be able to sit back there. So by the time she gets to the back, Mark and I are already seated and ordering my water with lemon. That's just what that is. Because that's what I know it takes for me. We have to be that same way when it comes to making decisions in our lives. If you know that that's not going to work for you, okay, well, let her keep it moving. And I'm going to go ahead and sit right here and let me go ahead and get my order together. Because, matter of fact, I'm real hungry anyway. So go ahead and get my water with lemon. You can go ahead and order my appetizer, but right here, not at the back. We have to be that same way. Portia says, I like that shelf development. I need to work on that today. Yeah, this is a book right here. I was going to read The Inner Game of Work by Timothy Galway. I was going to read it, but then it said, let me just read a little quick excerpt from the back. It says, no matter how long you've been doing it or how little you think there is to learn about it, your job can become an opportunity to sharpen skills, increase pleasure, and heighten awareness. And if your work environment has been tuned on its ear by internet technology, it has been turned on its ear by internet technology, reorganization, and rapidly accelerating change, this book offers a way to steer a confident course while navigating your way toward personal and professional goals. No, thank you. Not for inner work unless it's just for me. So I'm not going to be able to read that one, but anybody wants it, you can have it. Let me know. It's called The Inner Game of Work. Focusing and learning on how to be better on your job. They say it's more than 1 million books in print. I don't know. Well, I just bought this one, but I probably won't be reading it because that's not of interest to me. See, now is the time when you look around, it's time to be doing stuff for yourself. Sean, let me talk about you. Yesterday, I watched a video where you were talking about you were tired of Black history. I know a lot of people, probably didn't like that, but I'm with you, brother, because guess what? I'm so damn sick of hearing about what we did in the past. I'm sick of all the Rosa Parks and the Martin Luther Kings being, every time you talk, I get it. I understand. She did a great thing and he did too. But it's time to move forward now because all that being behind and learning all of that stuff, yes, that's good. It's great. We need to know where we come from. But right now, I think he will want you to be moving forward and doing a little bit better than what you're doing. So, yeah, Sean, that was a great, it was great insight to share. Because we shall overcome, not going to happen as long as we're sitting on the couch. And we're not going to overcome as long as we're talking the game and not walking. Okay? Well, Granny used to say you got to talk the talk and walk the walk. So singing We Shall Overcome, holding hands, rocking and marching and doing all that, that's okay. But guess what? What are you doing right now? Why we can't own our own businesses? One black bank-owned bank in Texas, really? Damn, this is land of the free, home of the brave. We only have one black-owned bank. I'm not really excited when I go, she was the first black to, damn, why? Really? The first black to do what? Why? Why was she the first? Where's the next one? So I get it and I understand. However, I'm not knocking it. You do what you want to do. But I'm just saying it's time to stop marching. It's time to go to work. And it's time to do better and have more, right? Yeah, I know I'm right. And no, Sean, we might not have a lot of people who agree with us, but it's okay. I don't mind being an underdog sometimes. And I do thank God for a voice. Yes. Portia says, and we're not going to overcome just reminiscing for 1 month either. You ain't playing. Let me tell you something. It's more than just 1 month. It's more than just February. It's like, really? That's the only time you want to be connected to your history? No. As I meet people, I'm like, where are you from? My sisters and brothers from Africa. Hey, my brother. Hey, my sister. What part of the world are you from? Oh, I'm from Ghana. Oh, really? I've never been. I'd love to go. Can you tell me a little more about it? Those are the kind of conversations I like having. But I do that all the time and not just in February. Right? So you're responsible for knowing where you come from, but you're also responsible for where you're going. You're responsible for where you're going. Knowing all of that history is great. But how can you take that and use that to push you to go forward? It's just a question. People spend too much time on yesterday, and I'm black every day. Baby, Joshua, let me tell you something. I am black. So when people ask me, are you from Puerto Rico? No. I'm from right here in the States, but I'm black. That's me. And it's every day ending in day, honey. Every day ending in day. And so I do understand the importance of our history. It's rich. It's vibrant. And I'm so proud. However, it's time to move forward. It's time for us to stop talking about how we don't want to work for anybody. We don't want to be on anybody else's job. And you're tired of doing all this stuff. Well, okay, well, are you really tired? Or you just saying you're tired? Good morning, Ricky. Like, for real. If you're tired, then your work ethic ought to show that you're tired. Your timeline shouldn't be full of you, turning up with your friends and bottoms up, 10 toes down, and all this other stuff that people say. No, it should be a reflection of you moving up. Because I had some mess on my timeline. And I was like, who is this person? And when did I accept their friend request? Okay, let me go ahead and unfriend them because I don't need that on the timeline. So I encourage you this week to hit the reset button really hard. It's Reset Monday for those of you that just hopped on. But it's time to hit the reset button. And remember, you are responsible. If you don't like the way your life is going right now, change it. It's kind of like the weather in Texas. Just hold on. If you don't like what we got right now, hold on. Tomorrow it'll be different. It'll be different. I don't even have a t-shirt on today. I just got on a shirt, but it's going to be cold. So I'm wearing my coat. They talking about it's going to be 58. Anything in the 50s is cold. It ain't hot to me until it's like 80, 90, 100. I can deal with that better than the cold. And so we have to do what's best for us. Thank you for the hearts. Yes, thank you. But that's what I'm talking about today, y'all. So hit the reset button really, really hard. Make a difference in the life of somebody else and take responsibility for your own learning. Take responsibility for you. Take responsibility for you. For you, for you, for you. I'm going to share this story with y'all because y'all don't know it anyway. But on Saturday, I was doing a friend's hair and I was walking her out. And one of my neighbors came. I saw my neighbor and I said, hey, how you doing? And she came over here and she lit me up. She was charging me up all in my face. And she was telling me, yeah, you the one that took my god grandson over to his friend's house. And I want to tell you, stay out of my business. I said, man, I don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? You took him last summer, last year. You took him. I said, oh, the kid that was walking with all the bags? Yeah, he asked for a ride. So I dropped him off at wherever he was going. I dropped him off at his friend's house. So she was trying to charge me up, and I noticed that she was getting loud and crunk. So I said, well, you know what? I need to go in the house for my reinforcements. And so my reinforcements, was put up. But then my husband came out, and I said, okay, I can handle it a whole lot of different ways. I don't want to be that neighbor that people think is crazy, but at the same time, I want to be a responsible citizen too. And so when I noticed her shaking a little bit, I said, oh, okay, so she doesn't have all her faculties. She would be bad for all us to whoop her right here, though. That would be ugly. So even our actions, as citizens, as community members, have to, yeah, we have to try and be Christians. And yesterday was a test. I think I made like a 69.5. Yeah, I think that was my score. But Mark took care of it. I'm saying all that to say, as we journey through the thing called life, we're going to have all these little obstacles, and we're going to have detours, and we're going to have potholes. And those potholes come in the form of crazy ass neighbors that need to be on psychotropic medications, which are being dispensed by the hour. And we're going to have people who come at us like that. But we have to remain the humble, respectful citizens that we are. And we have to always, be Christ-like, because that's what we say in all situations. But yesterday I almost flunked that test. But I have to be the one who's in control and be responsible for my own actions. Tracy at 99%, yes. And yeah, sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it's hard. But I tell you what, next time, I'm praying there's not a next time. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen anymore, so that we don't have to be trying to label me. I'm trying to see what Robert is saying. Those of you that set the stage, but we have to pick up the baton and run with it. Yeah, and when you pick up the baton and run with it, you don't need to drop it. Be your own anchor in the relay race. Like, yes, I used to run track and do like this. I'd be ticked off if you didn't do a good handout. I had to grab it, and I couldn't let it go, right? That's how we have to be. Grab the baton of life and keep it moving, keep it moving. Good morning, Rashonda Nelson McKinney. Yes, good morning. Bless you too, Ricky. Bless you too. I'm proud of your restraint. Joshua, it was so hard because she was all in my face. And I was like, oh, Lord, okay. But I made it through that trial. But in all things, we have to be responsible. It's in our relationships as neighbors, our relationships with our significant others, our children, and even with our coworkers. And sometimes it is hard. People want to push you. But we have to make sure that we pass the test, because that's the goal that we all seek, is to go higher. And so I wish you well on today. I wish you well on today. It is Reset Monday. Doesn't matter what happened last week. You get to start all over fresh this week. Hit the reset button hard. And remember, you're ultimately responsible for your life, whatever that may be right now. Whatever it may be right now, wherever you are ultimately responsible, and results may vary depending on what you do. So I want to see everybody at the top, because the bottom is too crowded. That's where 97% of the people are. They're steeped in mediocrity. They're happy being there, and they want some company. And if you're not careful, you'll take up residence with them. Their conversation is good sometimes. It's really interesting. Might not grow that much, but the conversation can be interesting. They're going to tell you a lot of stuff that you hadn't heard. They're going to keep you up on the latest gossip. They're going to keep you up on what's happening in everybody else's life but their own. Let's not go there. We want to move to where the 3% of people are. That's where the readers are, the leaders are. Those are the people who are investing in self-help and not shelf-help. Those are the people who know that no matter what, I'm ultimately responsible for my success. So I want to see everybody at the top, because the bottom is too crowded. Make it a magnificent Monday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.